What's up, guys? Reporting live from my mom's house in Connecticut. Got a little bit of a weekender tour here, playing Friday in Hartford, followed up with another show Sunday in Boston. Really excited for it and just want to take you guys along and show you how it goes.
One summer in Berlin. Now it's all I ever hear. You say you're going back again. Please don't text me when you're there. I'll be right here in your empty country. All right, here I am in my mom's basement getting ready for the gig tonight in Hartford. It's kind of funny because this is the basement that I wrote Empty Country in. Was just warming up and playing it down here, and it's kind of a trip because I wrote that song back during when COVID first hit. Trump was president in his first term. It felt like everybody was just kind of upset with the way things were going. And now we're in this time in our country where it feels even more like that than it ever was before. When I wrote that song, I didn't expect it to be as foretelling as it ended up being, but here we are. Anyway, getting ready to play this show in Hartford. I think it's gonna be a really good time. Always exciting to play a new place you've never played before. I hope the turnout's good, and I hope they like my songs, and I always enjoy playing them solo, so that's an extra treat. I've made it. Hello. Ugh. Look at this, what up? What you are, know that you're high. I'm too She says I bet you grew up dreaming of nights in bedrooms like these. Forever ago.
All right, here I am drinking my first cup of coffee for the day after the show in Connecticut last night. Overall, really happy with how it went. Got to see a good friend of mine, Dan Healy, open up the night. That was a blast. He's in my songwriting group that I run, which is a weekly meeting with a couple of my friends where every week we bring a song and we give some notes and things like that on it. It was cool to see him actually perform some of these songs that I've heard him writing for the past several months now. We also had Chloe from Ashtray Angel playing after him. It's cool to see just, people doing music in the place where I grew up. The place we were playing, it's called 30 Ash. It's kind of like a DIY living room sort of scenario, which really brought me back to when there was more DIY spots like that in New York, like Pet Rescue. It's a place I loved and used to go to all of the time, and I learned so much about music, met so many cool people by just showing up. We don't really have that in the same way in New York anymore. I miss it. It was a great way to build community, and it's so wonderful to see that existing in, the place where I grew up. My set overall, I think it went really well. I'm exploring trying some of my songs in a lower key. I'm kind of finally realizing that for most of my life, I have been singing my songs in a little bit of a higher key than I need to, and it would sound better for my voice if I just bring it down a little bit. A lot of that just comes from growing up and playing kind of in garage rock bands, right? You're in high school, you're trying to scream over drums and guitars, and you barely even have a working mic. And I think I got a lot of bad habits from that I'm slowly trying to unlearn. It's kind of funny too that like here I am on tour, right? Taking it very seriously. And it's really just me playing in somebody's living room. It's a really kind of small thing. But a lot of that is just the nature of being kind of an indie DIY up and coming songwriter, band, whatever you want to call it. You got to do a lot to kind of manufacture your own hype and show people that you're serious. So, people might think it's really cool of me that I'm out here on this tour, but in reality, it's like, okay, I play to like, 10 or 12 people in somebody's living room. It's really not that exciting. It's not that noteworthy. But it's just sort of the name of the game at this stage, right? You gotta do things that show you're serious and that you can kind of use to manufacture your own sort of hype, as it were. Tomorrow night, I'm playing Boston, so today I'm going to take some time, think through the set from last night, and just write down a few notes on a few things I'd like to change and improve upon for the next show. Really excited, really looking forward to meeting everybody I'm playing with too. It's gonna be a really fun bill.
Fame is a gun and I point it blind. Crash and burn, girl, baby, swallow it dry. You've got a front row seat, and I've got a taste for the glamorous life. I'm driving to the gig, going from Connecticut to Cambridge. Excited to check out the venue. We're just gonna do a little bit of a line check when we get there, which is also kind of one of the beauties of playing shows solo, especially when you're touring, is that you don't really have to worry about showing up for a sound check because the setup is so simple. All it is one amp, one vocal mic, and we're good to go. Leave it to me to immediately find the first New York pizza spot the second I get to Boston. She said I wanna grab myself down to the shop now, so I can cut right through her. I'm just sick of all the same shit, I'd rather be on the move. In a perfect world that you would just hear nothing but reverb, and then you can't hear everything I do wrong. So that concludes the Weekender tour. The big goal of mine on this was to prove out ticket sales in these new markets. Because in New York City, I know I can sell tickets. Now, how can I prove out that I can do that somewhere else? Now, I can't say that I achieved that goal, but I can say I met a lot of cool people and I heard a lot of great music. And at the end of the day, that's kind of the more important part. Because really what you're trying to do is build community. And ticket sales is a good indicator that you've built community, but first you do have to build that community before the ticket sales happen. Now I know that, I can come back, I can play again with some of these bands that I met that I really enjoyed hearing and I enjoyed hanging out with, and I can do a little bit more to bring out a better crowd next time. The perfect scenario is that people hear from the last show I did that I killed it and they want to bring their friends to come check me out. I don't really know if that's going to happen, but I think this was a good starting point. Also want to give a shout out to both of the venues I played this weekend, Cantab Lounge in Boston and 30 Ash in Hartford. They were both amazing and I really want to come back and do this again. If you guys like this video and you want to see me do more of it, comment below. Happy to keep making these.